But I come before you today because the American people deserve to know that as we speak, Beijing is employing a whole-of-government approach, using political, economic, and military tools as well as propaganda to advance its influence and benefit its interests in the United States. China is also applying this power in more proactive ways than ever before to exert influence and interfere in the domestic policy and politics of this country. Under President Trump's leadership, the United States has taken decisive action to respond to China with American action, applying the principles and the policies long advocated in these halls. In our national security strategy that the President released last December, he described a new era of great power competition. Foreign nations have begun to, as we wrote, reassert their influence regionally and globally. And they're contesting America's geopolitical advantages and trying, in essence, to change the international order in their favor. In this strategy, President Trump made clear that the United States of America has adopted a new approach to China. We seek a relationship grounded in fairness, reciprocity, and respect for sovereignty. And we have taken strong and swift action to achieve that goal. As the President said last year on his visit to China, in his words, we have an opportunity to strengthen the relationship between our two countries and improve the lives of our citizens. Our vision of the future is built on the best parts of our past, when America and China reached out to one another in a spirit of openness and friendship. Soon after it took power in 1949, the Chinese Communist Party began to pursue authoritarian expansionism. It is remarkable to think that only 5 years after our nations had fought together, we fought each other in the mountains and valleys of the Korean Peninsula. My own father saw combat on that frontier of freedom. But not even the brutal Korean War could diminish our mutual desire to restore the ties that for so long had bound our peoples together. China's estrangement from the United States ended in 1972. And soon after, we reestablished diplomatic relations. We began to open our economies to one another, and American universities began training a new generation of Chinese engineers, business leaders, scholars, and officials. After the fall of the Soviet Union, we assumed that a free China was inevitable. Heady with optimism at the turn of the 21st century, America agreed to give Beijing open access to our economy. And we brought China into the World Trade Organization. Previous administrations made this choice in the hope that freedom in China would expand in all of its forms, not just economically, but politically, with a newfound respect for classical liberal principles, private property, personal liberty, religious freedom, the entire family of human rights. But that hope has gone unfulfilled. The dream of freedom remains distant for the Chinese people. And while Beijing still pays lip service to reform and opening, Deng Xiaoping's famous policy now rings hollow. Over the past 17 years, China's GDP has grown ninefold. It's become the second largest economy in the world. Much of this success was driven by American investment in China. And the Chinese Communist Party has also used an arsenal of policies inconsistent with free and fair trade, including tariffs, quotas, currency manipulation, forced technology transfer, intellectual property theft, and industrial subsidies that are handed out like candy to foreign investment. These policies have built Beijing's manufacturing base at the expense of its competitors, especially the United States of America. China's actions have contributed to a trade deficit with the United States that last year ran to $375 billion.
Your business success starts with human resources that give you more.
Nearly half of our global trade deficit. As President Trump said just this week, in his words, we rebuilt China. Now, through the Made in China 2025 plan, the Communist Party has set its sights on controlling 90% of the world's most advanced industries, including robotics, biotechnology, and artificial intelligence. To win the commanding heights of the 21st century economy, Beijing has directed its bureaucrats and businesses to obtain American intellectual property, the foundation of our economic leadership, by any means necessary. Beijing now requires many American businesses to hand over their trade secrets as the cost of doing business in China. It also coordinates and sponsors the acquisition of American firms to gain ownership of their creations. Worst of all, Chinese security agencies have masterminded the wholesale theft of American technology, including cutting-edge military blueprints. And using that stolen technology, the Chinese Communist Party is turning plowshares into swords on a massive scale. China now spends as much on its military as the rest of Asia combined. And Beijing has prioritized capabilities to erode America's military advantages on land, at sea, in the air, and in space. China wants nothing less than to push the United States of America from the Western Pacific and attempt to prevent us from coming to the aid of our allies. But they will fail. Beijing is also using its power like never before. Chinese ships routinely patrol around the Senkaku Islands, which are administered by Japan. And while China's leaders stood in the Rose Garden at the White House in 2015 and said that his country had, and I quote, no intention to militarize the South China Sea. Today, Beijing has deployed advanced anti-ship and anti-air missiles atop an archipelago of military bases constructed on artificial islands. China's aggression was on display this week when a Chinese naval vessel came within 45 yards of the USS Decatur as it conducted freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea, forcing our ship to quickly maneuver to avoid collision. Despite such reckless harassment, the United States Navy will continue to fly, sail, and operate wherever international law allows and our national interests demand. We will not be intimidated, and we will not stand down.
right, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to get all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash. I'd like to say double honors to the elders apostles, great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity, all right? I just got to playing this video about U.S. send final warning to China because China is basically advancing in technology, okay? According to the scriptures, according to prophecy. So I'm gonna basically get into the scriptures and prove that China is basically advancing in their technology more and more, and I believe Esau, what I'm saying, he's getting very pissed because China is overriding Esau's rulership, and then China think they're gonna be in rulership shit. All right, so I'm gonna go to the scriptures and prove that that China, that was like in cahoots with America, what I'm saying, aka Babylon. All right, let's go to Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 46. It says, "And thou Asia, which is China, Beijing, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon." All right, and that Babylon represents America. All right, so they partakers of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. All right, so basically, China was brought into the economic world trade, through America. Okay, so they that's why they are partakers of Babylon. Okay, through the economic system, and plus, they got McDonald's, they got Burger King. All right, they got all these different restaurants that all these different businesses that America has, man. Okay, it say, "Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her." So what's gonna happen is, the Lord is gonna crash their economy, and also crash America economy, and destroy the their enterprise. All right, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom. Okay, so you got these Chinese women, man. They acting like the women here in America, man. These Babylon women. Because you gotta understand that these Chinese women, they was basically they was into their culture. All right, they was like covered up and stuff like that. Now they walking around with their breasts out, their ass out. Okay, they doing whores acts like these women up here in Babylon, man. Okay, it says, "It has decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please the glory of thy lovers." Who was they lovers, man? Esau. Okay, it says, "Which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee." So basically, they actually, they brought their GDP. It's like the second largest economy next to America. Okay, their GDP is, they is rising. Okay, so basically China, America is in cahoots with each other. All right, and China really think they're gonna be the next ruling power. And I forgot where the scripture at, but Lord's willing, I'll find it and mention it again in my next one of my next um lessons. All right, but the scripture say they was gonna try to be in power, but the Lord intervened. Okay, because they really think they're gonna be the next power. I'm just gonna put it like that. Okay, so basically, China, Beijing is like in cahoots with America as far as the GDP economics and that's when the Edomite, I forgot his name. It's one of I think vice president next to Trump said they brought China into the economic world trade. Okay, so that's why they advanced in technology and all that. But on the other hand, America is in debt at the same time. So, but let's go to Joel. Joel 3 and 9. All right. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." The Gentiles represents the other nations. Okay. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. All right, say let it says I'm read this again, Salaki. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Okay, so this war going to be taken in the Persian Gulf region, man. Okay, it says, beat your plowshares into swords. Okay, so your plowshares represent the tools of agriculture. So basically, China was into the tools of agriculture, what I'm saying, gardening, tooling, and stuff like that. Working in gardens, but they turned that into swords, like the Edomite was mentioning. Okay, because they know the scriptures. They read the scriptures and they heard us. Okay, they know we bringing this truth out. Because if you watch the video that I just played, 10 minutes, I think 10 minutes and 2 seconds, he said they beat they plowshares with the swords, which that's in the scriptures. Okay, and he mentioned that he said, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. Because back when America in a full potential power, these other nations couldn't even mess with America as far as the war technology. Now that's back then when they was weak. Now they strong. That's when that's when the Lord, this is prophecy. He said beat your plows. They beat their plowshares and swords. So they ready to go to war with America anyway. Okay, and then they're gonna cast their dollar to the side. Okay, and they're gonna be tag teaming with Russia, Iran. You know what I'm saying? Because all these other nations gonna be going against America, man. You know what I'm saying? World War III. All right. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, which the other nations, okay, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Okay. It says, let the heathen be awakened and come up into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And and the valley of Jehoshaphat really means Yahweh Shabbat, means the Lord's judgment. Okay. So the Lord is orchestrating, the war. He's putting pieces together. It's like chess, man. Okay. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up in the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay. So the Lord gonna judge the heathen through World War III. You know what I'm saying? Because understand they had us in slavery. Okay. All this time. You read the book of Judges, man, and I believe them the same heathens that put us in slavery was back in the ancient world, man. Which I believe truly. Okay. And reincarnations in the scriptures. All right. Verse 13. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full of the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. So that's Esau, man. Esau wickedness is great, man. Okay. So they in a half full potential of rulership, but the Lord is bringing that rulership down, man. Okay. They say multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is near in the valley of decision. Okay. So so these angels, man, what I'm saying, angels they're gonna put in their work too. All right. They're gonna get busy, all right, with the most high. All right. What I'm saying? Through World War III. Okay, Iran, Russia, what I'm saying? They all gonna team up with each other and go to war, man. And I can't wait. All right. It's my last scripture and I'm gonna close out. This Revelation chapter 16. Chapter 16. Let's see. Revelation 16 and 14. All right. Let's see. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles. Salakia. Let me see. 16:14. Salaki, it says, "For they are the spirits of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth." Okay. And the whole and of the whole world, to gather them to battle of that great day of the Almighty. All right. It says, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Right. Keep the knowledge. Okay. Keep the truth. All right. It says, lest he walk naked. All right. Lost, ashamed. All right. And they see his shame. Salakia. It says, shame. All right. Because you gotta understand, man, when all hell break loose and plus this World War III pop off, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep the knowledge, man. Okay. You gotta keep the truth. Okay. You gotta keep the wisdom that the apostles taught us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. And it goes back to the Hebrew tongue, Al-Magawan, means gather troops. Okay. Because he's gonna gather all the troops in Jehoshaphat, okay, in the valley of decision, man. And the Lord's gonna take it from there. And they're gonna war it out, man. All right. Which is Jehoshaphat, Yahushapat. All right, Lord's judgment. All right. So how you keep your garments, man? How you keep the truth? Let's go to Salakia. How not to bug out and stuff like that. Because most of these people, I mean, mainly our people, you know what I'm saying? And these other nations, the peons, they don't believe that it's gonna be a World War III. But the brothers that's pushing this word, we truly believe it's gonna be World War III. And plus we're not gonna bug out because of this scripture. Let's go to Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Shai, is his treasure." Okay, let's look at the word stability. Goes back to the Hebrew word emunah. Okay, means firmness, fidelity, steadfastness, steadiness. So basically, man, you know what I'm saying, we got to be steadfast. We got to be steady in this truth, man. All right, that'll keep us from flipping out, bugging out. You know what I'm saying? Because when all hell break loose, you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna be no more you know what I'm saying, mercy and grace for these people, man. Okay, especially our people. All right. Literally firmness. Okay, faith. All right, stability, steady, truly, true, verily, faith, man. That's what all stems back to. You know what I'm saying? It's all faith. You got it. The Lord is gonna actually test our faith, because when this war kick off, the economy gonna actually crash. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically it, man. So I can't wait till this time come. So the Lord is actually, you know what I'm saying, he's bringing his war to this place, man. Okay. And and the brothers, you know what I'm saying, we got to keep fighting and keep pushing. All right. And keep watching. All right. Speaking of that, I was going to close out, but it's the spirit. Let's go to the word watchman. Watchman. All right. This is Isaiah 62:6. It say, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Okay. Jerusalem's a people for us a place, man. All right. Which shall never hold their peace day or night. Why? Because we keep pushing this word out, keep pushing this truth out, and going out on the highways and byways week in and week out and pushing out our 3 videos. Some brothers push out 4, 5 videos. Okay. All right. It says, which shall never hold their peace day or night. ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Bashima Shai, keep not silent, man, because we is not keeping silent, man, till Yahweh Shai come back. Okay, so that was it. You know what I'm saying? But I can say with that, man, like I say, call Lord Yahweh Bashima Shai, Bashim Kakodash, Shalom.